It's time for our weekly arts and culture segment. We have our culture correspondent, Song Yoo-jin, here in the studio. Good to see you, Yoo-jin.
Happy to be back, Jung-min.
So what do you have for us today?
Well, Jung-min, we're ahead of a very big and busy week here in South Korea. That's because in a couple of days, actually 2 days, the inspection team of the organizer of the World Expo, the Bureau of International Expositions, is visiting here in the country for an on-site inspection. And as you know, South Korea's city of Busan, its second largest city, is currently looking to host the 2030 World Expo. It's currently in competition with the Italian capital Rome, Riyadh in Saudi Arabia, and Ukraine's Odesa. And with Korea really busy with last-minute preparations, a large-scale exhibition kicked off in central Seoul yesterday, and I had a chance to take a look around on the opening night. Let's take a look. Blue roses, the symbol of hope and aspiration, light up Gwanghwamun Square in central Seoul. They're hoping that Busan, South Korea's second-largest city, becomes the venue for the 2030 World Expo, one of the 3 major international events along with the Olympics and the World Cup. In light of this, Gwanghwamun Square has gone through a complete makeover.
As the Bureau International des Expositions, the organizer of the Expo, is visiting South Korea for a project examination, we planned this event to show people both at home and abroad Korea's dedication to the 2030 World Expo.
Here, you can take a look at the past and future of the World Expo. Yukjo-madang, the start of the square, tells the Expo's more than century-long history. Groundbreaking inventions like the telephone and the airplane were all introduced for the first time at past editions of the Expo. Next up, the 3 themes of the 2030 Busan World Expo. First, technology for humanity, like Korean motor giant Kia's new electric model, the EV9, is being showcased. Second, sustainable living with nature. You can enjoy some of SK Innovation's efforts to go green, like its fast-charging EV batteries. And a booth set up by Busan City where people can generate renewable energy by riding this bike inside. Finally, a platform for caring and sharing. Characters representing Lotte Group, Pelligom, Rotti, and Rori were there to greet visitors. There's also a wish tree filled with messages in support of Busan winning the bid. The 5-day exhibition gives some indication of Korea's ability to host the 2030 World Expo.
We were surprised because the place was packed with so many people. Just looking at this big crowd makes me confident that the 2030 World Expo is Busan's.
I'm very proud to be here seeing all these brands, and all these events are very exciting, all the photo booths, all the gifts that you're getting. And I hope Busan becomes the place for the expo. So I took my friends when they were visiting from England.
Some excitement there, Yoo-jin. So how was it covering the story?
Well, Jung-min, I was also really amazed and surprised because the venue, the exhibition site, was packed with a lot of people despite it being a weekday night. And so I really could feel the passion and enthusiasm of South Korea and South Koreans to really bring the expo to the city of Busan. And it's been almost 9 years since the city embarked on this project, and it has now turned into a nationwide campaign after almost a decade-long effort. And I could really see that when I was participating and looking at the exhibition site yesterday, because the opening ceremony was attended by key government officials, including Prime Minister Han Deok-soo, also Lee Chang-yang, who is the Minister of Trade, Industry, and Energy. And also the booths that you saw in my report, it was a private sector-led effort because a lot of key Korean companies took part in the booths like Samsung, LG, and Kia. And just looking at all the public who were there and enjoying and cheering for Busan's bid to hold the expo, I could really feel that our expo bid is a nationwide team effort.
All right, and tell us more about the BIE's on-site inspection next week.
Well, it's a really big week, and we're actually calling it Expo Week, the first week of April next week here in South Korea. First of all, in 2 days, which is April 2nd, Sunday, the inspection team will arrive in capital Seoul. There, they'll stay in 2 days, and throughout the 2 days, they'll be visiting the National Assembly, the Foreign Ministry, and also taking a look at the Gwanghwamun exhibition site that you just saw in my report. And then from Tuesday, they'll travel down to Busan and stay there until their departure on Friday. There, the BIE will assess the feasibility and viability of Busan's Expo bid. The assessment will include presentations of Busan's candidature, a press conference, and also a tour around the actual Expo venue. And what's also exciting is that I'll also be going down to Busan next week for a very exciting on-site coverage. And based on what I've seen and what I've covered until now, I can say with full confidence that Busan in South Korea is ready.
Can't agree more. All right, we're looking forward to your reports at Busan next week. Thanks, Yoo-jin.
Thank you.